When you take your first sip of Coca-Cola, you immediately notice the cold temperature, the sweetness, and the fizzy carbonation. But behind that refreshing taste, a complex biological process has already begun inside your body. As the liquid travels down the esophagus and into the stomach, carbonation bubbles expand and mix with gastric juices. The acidity of Coca-Cola interacts with the stomach's natural acids, beginning the digestive response. Within minutes, the drink starts moving into the small intestine, where the most significant changes take place. The small intestine is lined with millions of microscopic finger-like projections called villi. These structures are designed to absorb nutrients into the bloodstream. The high sugar content in Coca-Cola, primarily glucose and fructose, is rapidly absorbed through the intestinal wall and enters the blood. As glucose levels rise in the bloodstream, blood sugar increases quickly. In response, the pancreas releases insulin, a hormone that allows cells to absorb glucose and use it for energy. This process happens within minutes. The circulating glucose travels throughout the body, reaching the brain, muscles, and vital organs. This is when many people experience a noticeable energy boost. Muscles receive quick access fuel, and the brain senses increased activity. At the same time, caffeine begins to take effect. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors in the brain. Adenosine is a neurotransmitter responsible for promoting relaxation and sleepiness. When its receptors are blocked, alertness increases. This is why Coca-Cola can make you feel more awake and temporarily more focused. The brain may experience heightened neural activity, reaction time can improve slightly, and fatigue may temporarily decrease. However, this stimulation is short-lived. Meanwhile, if the body does not immediately require all the incoming glucose for energy, excess sugar may be stored. Over time, frequent high sugar intake can contribute to fat storage and metabolic imbalance. Carbonation may also cause mild bloating or a feeling of fullness. For individuals with sensitive stomachs, the acidity can sometimes lead to mild irritation. One of the most important effects to understand is the rapid blood sugar spike. When blood sugar rises quickly, insulin levels also increase significantly. In some cases, insulin can lower blood sugar rapidly, sometimes leading to what is commonly called a sugar crash. During a sugar crash, a person may feel tired, low in energy, or slightly irritable. The earlier energy surge fades, and fatigue may follow. If Coca-Cola is consumed occasionally and in moderation, the body can typically manage these fluctuations without long-term harm. However, regular high intake of sugary drinks may increase the risk of weight gain, insulin resistance, and other metabolic challenges over time. Caffeine can also affect sleep patterns. If consumed late in the day, some individuals may experience restlessness or difficulty sleeping. Depending on their sensitivity, it is important to remember that every body is different. Some people experience only mild stimulation, while others may feel noticeable energy swings. The human body is remarkably adaptive. It continuously processes everything we consume, but balance is essential. Water remains the most effective and natural source of hydration, while sugary drinks are best enjoyed occasionally rather than habitually. So the next time you take a sip of Coke, remember, inside your body, a rapid chain reaction is unfolding. Sugar absorption, insulin release, neural stimulation, energy production, all happening within minutes. This is physiology in action, a reminder that even the smallest choices can trigger measurable biological responses, and that is the science happening silently inside you. As we reach the end of this journey inside the human body, one thing becomes clear: even the simplest actions can trigger complex biological reactions. A single sip of Coca-Cola may seem small, just a moment of refreshment, a familiar taste, a burst of sweetness and fizz. But inside the body, that sip sets off a coordinated response involving digestion, hormones, blood chemistry, and neural activity. Within minutes, sugar molecules enter the bloodstream, insulin is released, cells begin absorbing energy, the brain experiences stimulation from caffeine, muscles receive fuel, blood vessels carry nutrients across intricate pathways that stretch throughout the body. Every organ responds with precision. The stomach processes, the intestines absorb, the pancreas regulates, the brain interprets, the heart circulates. It is a reminder that the human body is not passive. It is dynamic, intelligent, and constantly adapting. For some, the result is a brief feeling of alertness, a momentary lift in mood or energy. For others, it may include fluctuations, a rise in blood sugar followed by a drop, a quick boost, followed by fatigue. Neither response is random. Each one is rooted in physiology. The body's goal is always balance, maintaining stability despite what we introduce into it. When sugar levels rise, insulin acts. When stimulation increases, the nervous system adjusts. When energy spikes, the body prepares for restoration. But balance depends not just on biology, it depends on behavior. Occasional consumption allows the body to respond and recover efficiently. Frequent excess, however, challenges those systems over time. Understanding this is not about fear, it is about awareness. Because knowledge changes perspective. When you understand that a drink can influence blood chemistry, hormone release, neural signaling, and metabolic pathways within minutes, you begin to see consumption differently. You begin to recognize the silent intelligence of your own anatomy. The human body is built to handle variation, but it thrives on moderation. Nutrition, rest, and movement form the foundation of health. Sugary drinks may provide temporary pleasure or stimulation, but they are only one small part of a much larger biological picture, and perhaps that is the most important takeaway. Every choice we make interacts with our biology. Every sip, every bite, every habit leaves a measurable trace. Not dramatic, not immediate, but real. So the next time you reach for a Coca-Cola, you will know what happens beyond the surface, beyond the bubbles, beyond the sweetness. You will know the journey of molecules through your bloodstream, the release of hormones, the spark of neural stimulation, the rise and fall of energy. And with that understanding comes power, because true health begins not with restriction, but with awareness. Inside you, millions of processes are unfolding every second, and each decision becomes part of that story. The science is always happening. The body is always responding. The system is always seeking balance. And now, you've seen what happens within.